So the Pokemon fanbase tends to complain about minor details as time goes on, like Flint only having 2 fire types in the Elite Four of Gen 4. And while that is bad, there have been many times gym leaders and elite trainers use Pokemon that don't match their specific typing in the older games. Sabrina, I know it's the Marshbat, but you don't have to use Marshmoth. For Bruno, why are you using 2 Onyxes? Primeape and Poliwrath exist. Okay, Agatha, you're by this point the Ghost Poison type. Kinda sucks when you really only have 1 Ghost type in Gen 1. Lance showing there was only 1 Dragon type in Gen 1 again. Okay, to be fair, Giovanni has Persian because of the anime. That's pretty cool. I now see it was the pre-evolution of Dewgong, but do you really need to use another Water type instead of another Ice type? Koga is using a Fortress because apparently pine cones and its evolution shoot ninja spikes or something like that. Not sure why a ninja has a turret. Bruno, why are you using the Onyx again? You got a second chance here. Karen, I think your dress is darker than the actual types of your Pokemon by this point. Lance, half your team isn't even dragons and the other half are just Dragonite. Steven, I know you like stones and it's in your last name, but it doesn't mean you can have 2 rock type and a ground type. Candace, just because Medichap looks like it's freezing to death does not mean it's an ice type. Volkner, I can understand the artillery to counter against ground type, but what's with the Ambipom? Didn't you say you were going to show us the power of bug type, Aaron? Seems Bertha mistook Sudowoodo for a ground type instead of a grass type like most people do. I find it ironic the reason we're here is because a guy who's named literally after fire doesn't have enough fire type. Drapion's technically not a bug, but let's face it, deep inside it really is just a bug type. And yet, here we are again with Gen 2 only adding 1 more dragon type. And the Dragonairs aren't even fully evolved by this point. Come on, Claire, I know you're related to Lance, but why does only half your team have to be dragon type? Oh, it seems Lance actually started looking for some dragon types for once. I know this is the first gym, and they're trying to go easy on you, but did they really need to throw in a normal type? They literally only have 1 of their special type. You couldn't just use like a starter? Well, okay, Iris was a dragon type in the first game, but here I guess she abandoned that. I don't think Coloros is that far off. It technically might be made out of steel. Oh god, it's Bruno going, oh wait, he actually switched out one of his Onyx for a Poliwrath. That's improvement. Bruno, I just complimented you. Why do you have a freaking Alolan Golem now? Agatha, most of your Pokemon are even Ghost type by this point, and the ones that are just the same Pokemon. You couldn't find any Gen 1 Ghost type, so you had to use a Alolan one, huh? Lance is just using 1 Dragon type by this point! Okay, now you have a tree for a Dragon type by this point. Okay, I wanted to be mad at Raihan, but his team actually does show what it's like to have a competitive double team, so he gets away with not having all dragon types for now. And of course he pushes it with a freaking turtle. Okay, Volcaner, I know you only have 1 weakness for your type, but come on, man. You really gonna cheat with a Pelipper? Aaron, this is your second rematch. Well, okay, I guess Flygon kind of is a bug type, and also a ground type, and also a dragon type, and also a flying type. Also, Team Aqua only uses 1 water type, Carvana. Team Magma only uses 1 ground/fire type, Numel. And in Emerald, Team Magma does use a couple of Bolt toys. And also in Emerald, Team Aqua uses like 1 Whelmer for some reason. Team Flora only uses 1 fire type, which is Houndour. Though Lazandre uses a Pyroar. And lastly, Team Plasma doesn't even use electric type. And no one guesses Electros and maybe ends Joltik in that one battle. Which is funny because Team Flare actually uses Electrike. And lastly, there's Clara's Galarian Slowpoke. So yeah, I don't think it's just the Gen 4 Pokédex causing the problems here. All the teams for X and Y were good, and all the teams from Trial Captains and Kahunas were good as well. Honestly, it's just Gens 1, 2, and 4 that are really the big issues. Even then, the moves of the Pokemon can still match their respective typing, so as long as they do that, I don't think any of this really matters that much, as long as we get to have fun with the game.